Hi, so this verbling class is on, I had trouble coming up with a title for this class. I think I called it Toys and Games on the website, and the Hangout I've titled Kids' Prized Possessions. And this is going to be based on an article that I found. I'm posting the link to the article so those of you who have not joined the class yet can see it. And it's this article called Photos of Children from Around the World with Their Most Prized Possessions. So this is a bunch of pictures of kids with the toys that they love the most. And so this was it was done by an Italian photographer, and the project is called Toy Stories. And this photographer went around the world for 18 months, and he took pictures of children with their most prized possessions. So it's cool. I like this article because it has a bunch of pictures, but it also has a brief description of why this photographer decided to take these pictures and what these pictures can show us. And I think this provides a lot of lessons because we can see what different kids have. Obviously, around the world, families have different amounts of money, and they have, not only do kids play with different toys and have different possessions, but some kids just have a lot more than other kids do. Some children's families have a lot of money and some children's families don't. And these photos very symbolically show a lot of the differences between income levels and living styles around the world, because by seeing what toys these children play with, you can see what kind of possessions people have in the society. And so I think these photos are kind of symbolic of what's going on in the societies where these children live. So I just thought this was cool, and I wanted to do a verbling class based on it because I thought it would make a cool discussion. We can discuss whatever you guys want after we go over the photos. I think it'll be good, a little bit of vocabulary practice, talking about these children's toys and how we describe them, but also a little bit more emotional and symbolic discussion when we're talking about what do these photos symbolize? Why is this photo project important? Why did this photographer spend 18 months taking these pictures? And so we'll be talking on a little bit of a deeper level about what these photographs mean. And then in the next hour, after this hour, I'll be doing another lesson a little bit similar about food and what people eat around the world and how it symbolizes different lifestyles. So now that it looks like the class is filling up, please, for those of you who are watching, you can click the green Join Class button to join today, or just go ahead and watch the live video. Check out verbling.com/premium if you want to find ways to get reservations so you can join classes earlier and ensure your spot. And for now, we will all get started today. I would like to do some introductions. I see some new people today who I haven't met, and also some returning students from my previous hour of class. So welcome to everyone. My name's Libby. I'm American, but I live in France now. I'm a verbling teacher, and I also teach high school level English to French students here in France. And for the introductions today, I would like you to tell me your name, what country you are in, and I would like you to tell me what you liked to play with as a child. So when you were young, what was your favorite toy or your favorite possession, your favorite thing that you liked to play with? So for me, I'm Libby, I'm in France, and when I was little, I had a little stuffed leopard. It was a little stuffed animal, but it wasn't a bear, it was a leopard, like, you know, the cat with the spots. I had this little stuffed leopard, and he was his name was Freckles, and he was my favorite toy, and I would carry him with me everywhere I went. So that was my favorite possession, my favorite toy when I was a child. So for introductions, I'd like to start with Adrian. Are you here?
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Well, I was connecting at the same time, so I don't know what I
Oh
have
yeah,
to say.
so we're saying your name, what country you're in, and your favorite toy as when you were a child. So when you were little, what was your favorite thing you liked to play with or you liked to do?
Okay. My name is Adrian. I'm from Spain, and my favorite toy when I was young was a zebra, like a teddy bear. I don't know the name
Yeah,
of
when it's an animal and it's soft, you call it a stuffed animal. So in
a
that case,
stuffed
you would
animal.
say a stuffed zebra. Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
little
stuffed
stuffed
zebra.
zebra.
That I was well, it was a gift when I was baptized, so it was very nice to me.
Very good. Okay, thank you. And let's see, we'll go on to, is it pronounced Iqbal? Is that how do you pronounce your name?
Yes, Iqbal.
Okay, great. Welcome back.
Uh, uh, Hello, everyone. Uh, I'm Iqbal. I'm from Iran, and I I can't remember what was my favorite uh, toy in childhood, but um, let me tell you after the other members. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, let us know if you think of it.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
thinking about it.
cool. Next is Evgenia.
Yeah, hi Libby. I'm glad to join this class. I'm from Russia, and I think my favorite toy was a skipping rope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
but I remember one toy that I was afraid of, really, terribly afraid. It was Whirlig. I don't know if I'm right.
What can you say it again?
Whirligig, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
I'll like
I don't know.
I just wrote it
Yeah,
down like that.
yeah, that's right.
It's pronounced whirligig. It's really
Whirligig.
weird. I don't even really know what is a whirligig anyway. I don't even know what it is.
It's like I don't know how to say. It's something.
Does it like spin?
Yeah, that's right. I was terribly afraid of it.
That's funny. Okay, cool. And next we have Gustavo. Hi, Gustavo.
Hi, Libby. My name is Gustavo. I'm from Colombia, and I remember that I had a small bird, a stuffed bird.
A stuffed bird. Okay, cool.
Yes, and
What color was it?
he was brown,
Okay.
and I remember that I used to make him clothes, some clothes. I
Yeah.
remember this.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
I sleep with him. Yes.
Yeah, I remember when I used to have a lot of stuffed animals, I used to try to sleep with all of them at the same time. So I would lie down in my bed and I'd put all of the animals in the bed with me and hug them all at the same time. I always liked to sleep with all of my stuffed animals at once when I was little.
Mm.
All right, cool. And Christian is next.
Hi, Libby. Hi, guys. I'm from Hungary. I'm Christian. When I was a child, my favorite toys were action figures.
Nice. Okay, action figures.
Figures, toy guns, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Lego.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Lego.
Legos.
And Legos.
Yeah.
I played a lot with them.
Cool. Very nice. Yeah, I liked Legos too when I was little. They were fun. Okay. Thank you. Next we have, is it Nujaya?
Nataya.
Natjaya. Okay.
Yes. My favorite time when I was a child, I think it is a dollhouse. A
A
dollhouse.
dollhouse. Yeah.
Yes, because I have older sister, and when we were children, we like to play together. And I also like to play something like role play, pretend to be
Yeah.
another character, I think.
Yeah. Playing pretend. Yeah, I like to do that when I was little. Cool. Thank you. And okay, next we have Prabhagaran. I don't know how to pronounce it, but are you here, Prabhagaran? Okay, I can't hear you, so let me know if you get your microphone working. And until then, we'll move on to Vincenzo. Are you here, Vincenzo?
Here, I am here.
All right.
Okay. So when I was a little boy, I used to play with a little, how do you say, cloth beer, or beer of cloth, you know.
Yeah.
And I used to sleep with him. And also I used to play with Lego. Me too.
Cool. All right. Thank you. And let's see. Yeah, Yassine, I think you're. Are you here? Are you having problems with your internet? It's, you said.
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good.
So, my name is Yassine. I'm from Algeria. I'm 21 years old. And my favorite toy.
Yeah.
I used to play with sort of like a cart. We used to make it from wood and go like drive in the road. It was a little bit dangerous, but we were having fun. We were having fun.
All right.
I used to play outside a lot. I didn't have many toys.
I like that. That's nice. All right, and then let's see. We also have Abdullah who joined. Are you here, Abdullah?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, my name is Abdullah. I'm from Egypt, and I can't remember well, but my favorite thing I used to do is drawing on my house walls and try to form mini figures or something like that.
Nice. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. It's cool to hear about all of your favorite toys, because even though we come from a variety of countries and cultures. It seems like a lot of us played with the same or similar toys when we were little. I think little kids in a lot of different countries play with the same toys, which is cool. And we're going to see that too with this article we're going to read. Like I said, I really like this article. I find it a little bit emotional to look at these pictures because I think they're really interesting and they say a lot about the world. So I just pasted this link in the Verbling classes. So please open up this article. This is going to be the basis for our discussion today. It's a collection of photographs and a little bit of text. So open up this article and we'll read through what there is to see together, and then we'll talk about and look at these photographs. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about it. So the article, I'll put it on the screen. The article looks like this. It's called Photos of Children from Around the World with Their Most Prized Possessions. Can someone explain to me what the term means, a prized possession? What is a prize? What is a most prized possession?
It's something that the children loves
Good.
too much.
Yes, it's the children's favorite thing. It's something the children love a lot. But to them, it's very valuable. Adults have prized possessions too. My most prized possession when I was at home was my pair of skis. I like to go skiing, and so my skis were my most important possession. So I liked my skis a lot, and I always said if my house burns down, the first thing I'm going to take out is my skis. And so I guess that's how you know what your most prized possession is. It's the thing you would save if your house was burning down. And so these toys and these pictures are the children's most prized possessions, the things that they value the most, their favorite toys, basically. And so, so here we have all these pictures. This first one is from a child in Malawi. So that's in southern Africa. And you can see this child has 3 toys. He has a little stuffed rabbit, a dinosaur, a plastic dinosaur, and a teddy bear, a little stuffed bear. And those are his most prized possessions in the world. That's all he has. I also think it's interesting that behind him there are these white things. Does anyone know what these white things are?
They are for the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. They're mosquito nets. They're mosquito nets. And why do we need to use mosquito nets in some places? Why are they necessary?
Because of the yellow fever and the malaria.
Good. So yellow fever and malaria are diseases that are carried by mosquitoes. And so in a lot of countries that have mosquitoes with those diseases, we use mosquito nets when we're sleeping to keep away the mosquitoes, to reduce our chances of getting those diseases that mosquitoes carry. Okay, good. So I think this is a pretty powerful photograph, and we'll see that this article has a lot of other photographs as well. But before we go into the other photographs, I just want to I'd like to read the little bit of text that it shows here. It's just a short little article describing these photographs, and I'll zoom in so you can see it a little better. And it describes this photographer and why these photos were taken. So there's 3 paragraphs. Who would like to read the first paragraph out loud for the class?
Me, for example.
Okay, whoever said me, go ahead.
Okay. Shot over a period of 18 months, Italian photographer Gabriele Garimberti's project Toy Stories compiles photos of children from around the world with their prized possessions, their toys. Garimberti explores the universality of being a kid amidst the diversity of the countless corners of the world, saying at their age they are pretty or much the same, they just want to play. But it's how they play that seem to differ from country to country. Garimberti found that children in richer countries were more possessive with their toys and that it took time before they allowed him to play with them, which is what he would do pre-shoot before arranging the toys. Whereas in poorer countries, he found it was much easier to quickly interact, even if there were just 2 or 3 toys between them. There were similarities too, especially in the functional and protective powers the toys represented for their proud owners. Across borders, the toys were reflective of the world each child was born into, economic status and daily life affecting the type of toys children found interest in. Toy Stories doesn't just appear in its cheerful demeanor, but it really becomes quite the anthropological study.
Thank you. Okay, so there's a lot of information in these 3 paragraphs, so I want to talk about this a little bit before we move on to just looking at the photos. In the first paragraph, it says, Galimberti explores the universality of being a kid amidst the diversity of the countless corners of the world. So universality means something that's universal, right? The universality of being a kid means sometimes kids are very similar. Across the world, sometimes there are some things that are universal. They're everywhere. They're similar. And that happens even amidst the diversity of the countless corners of the world. So diversity means when things are different, right? Diversity means variety or difference. So even though children can be very different, they all just want to play. They all just want to play. And so I think that's important, that in a lot of ways kids are all the same. But this is where it gets interesting. How they play seem to differ from country to country. So according to this paragraph, what difference exists between poor countries and rich countries? Children from poor countries did something more easily than children from rich countries. What was that difference in this paragraph? What happened there?
The children from rich countries are more possessive with their toys than the other children.
Okay, sorry, I had a microphone problem. Yes, that's right. So the children from the rich countries were more possessive with their toys. Possessive means you want to keep it for yourself, okay? Possessive is kind of similar to selfish. So the children who were rich were more possessive. They wanted to keep their toys and not share them. And the children from poor countries, they shared their toys. They shared their toys more easily. Even though they had fewer toys, they still shared them more easily. Why do you think that happens? Why does that happen?
I think maybe the toys from the rich children are more complex and maybe more delicate. So maybe they are afraid that the toy is broke.
Okay, so the rich children have more expensive toys, and maybe they're fragile or delicate. Maybe they're complicated to use. So it's not the same as just picking up a teddy bear. Maybe you need to, figure out how to use the toy, and so it might be complicated. All right, why else? Why do you think that why do you think that poor children share their toys more easily? If that child from Malawi only has 3 toys, why is he so willing to give them to share them with someone else, even though he only has 3? Why do you think that is?
Because the environment itself.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Hi. By the way. Hi, Hadi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
So. Go ahead.
the child noticed the families sharing the stuff together, so it's no problem with him if he share the toys with her brothers and colleague.
So good. So people who have fewer possessions, they might just be more used to sharing, right? Like if a kid only has 2 toys, but the other kid has no toys, those 2 children are more used to sharing with each other because they have less. They just have less, so they have to share. That's why I think it is, because people with fewer things need to share them, so they're just more used to sharing. Any other thoughts about why the rich children did not like to share their toys and why the poor children did?
I think that there has something to do with the education in the society that you live in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe the rich think they don't need
I think,
other
excuse me,
things.
can I say something?
Yeah, hold on one second though, because Abdullah was sharing a thought.
Can I say my opinion?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Abdullah, go ahead, and then Vincenzo afterwards. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said that the rich think they don't need the other things, so they can get anything they want, so they don't have to share their toys.
So yeah, so that's a good point, and this is something that happens, is that rich kids are sometimes spoiled. When we say that a child is spoiled, it means that child gets whatever the child wants, and the child is accustomed to getting what they want. They know that they can get what they want, and so they know they don't have to share. They know if they say no, I don't want to share, then they get what they want. And so that's another reason why they're less likely to want to share, because they know they can get what they want. All right, so Vincenzo, go ahead with your idea.
Yes, I was thinking about this fact that when a child has a lot of toys, is completely distracted by them. So he doesn't focus about the relationship. And this happened in the other case, in the case in where there is a poor children, is more, how do you say, more going on to share, to share a toy with another child, because it's important. In this case, it's important not the toys, but the relationship. It's all this. I think,
good. I
perhaps.
think, yeah. That's a very good point. So rich kids can also, they can be spoiled, and they can be materialistic sometimes. Materialistic means you like things, you like objects. Materialistic people tend to like to have money and to have expensive things. And so poor kids are less materialistic. They care less about their things, and they might care more about their personal relationships. Good. Okay.
Yeah, I agree so.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Okay, cool. So, and then the last paragraph of this short article, it says there were similarities too, especially in the functional and protective powers the toys represented for their proud owners. So this is an important sentence. the functional and protective powers the toys represented for their owners. So these kids are very proud of their toys. Their toys are their favorite thing. And the toys have functional and protective powers. So kids often feel that their toys are their friends. The toys serve a very important function in their lives. I know when I was little, I thought that my stuffed animals were alive. I thought I thought that they might have feelings, or they might be, I used to talk to them because I thought they were sort of like my friends. And I'm sure some of you did this as well. Children really bring their toys to life sometimes because their toys are so important to them. So that's what it means by functional and protective powers. Is these toys serve a very important function, and they make the kids feel safe because they're very important to them. And then it says the toys were reflective of the world each child was born into. And that's what I want to talk about more as we look at these photos. As we go through the photos, I want to know why these toys are reflective of the world each child is born into. You'll see these pictures and you'll see that they sort of symbolize the society that these children live in. And in this way, these photos become an anthropological study. What is anthropology as a discipline? Does anyone know what anthropology is?
It is knowledge
Culture.
about people's body, I think bones and everything, and how it develops through the time.
Good, yeah, so the development, it's sort of a study of the development of human society and culture, and why our societies are the way they are. And so this author believes that these photos are sort of an anthropological study. So we'll see. We'll do our own little anthropological study here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. There's over a dozen photos here, so that's a lot of them. So we'll just briefly look at these photos and talk about our thoughts on what they mean and why they're important. So here's the first photo. This photo is of a girl. Her name is Stella, and she is from Montecchio, Italy. And looking at her toys, what can you say about her and about the society where she lives? What do these toys seem to tell you? What are your thoughts when you look at this picture?
It looks like she lives in a wealthy family.
Good, okay, it looks like she lives in a wealthy family. She has these really fancy dresses that are very sort of rich looking, and she has a lot of Barbie dolls, clearly a lot of brand name toys. Good, what else?
And a lot of dresses.
Yeah, she has a lot of dresses, so maybe she likes to dress up, she likes to look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. What else? Any other observations?
Tell us the color for the girl are pink.
Yes, yeah, she likes pink. She has pink dresses, pink dolls, so maybe she's kind of yeah, she's a little princess maybe. Good. Okay, so her family's probably kind of wealthy. She's kind of girly. She seems to be very, very sure of herself the way she's standing here. She's very confident for such a small child, and so.
She is a girl, and so it reflected on their toys carry feminine characters.
Yeah, they're very girly toys, right? These are very typically feminine toys that she's playing with. And she has very, very she has a very pink, girly taste in toys.
I think she looks polite, and maybe she is curious with fashion.
Good. So that's great. So she has good posture. She looks very polite. She looks like her parents taught her how to interact with people. So she's probably from a family who thinks it's important to look good and be polite. So that's and you can tell in the way she's standing and the way she's looking. You're right. She seems very well brought up. All right, let's go on to the next photo. This is Pavel. He's from Kiev, Ukraine. What do you think when you look at him and his toys?
He's a military
Actually,
boy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a military boy. Maybe one of his parents is in the military, or maybe he just likes guns. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, all boys like this toys.
Yeah, so it's also, boys tend to like guns. In the same way that Stella had very feminine toys, I would say that Pavel has very stereotypically masculine or boy toys. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 10 guns here, so he has a big collection.
And one helmet.
And 1 helmet, yes. Good.
I would like to say that he has also a military haircut.
True. So he looks very serious too in the picture. He looks kind of disciplined, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think it may be a parent's choice because, for example, I avoid to buy like these toys to my children, for my children.
Yeah, so it's the parents who buy the toys. So maybe this boy really likes guns and likes practicing shooting things, or maybe his parents, thought that was what he would like, or maybe his parents chose. It's hard to know who chose what toys he's playing with. Okay, good. And what about his surroundings here? He's sitting on a pretty simple couch. There's maybe some boxes in the background. It's kind of simple. What do you think it says about the house he lives in, or the family he lives with?
His parents are ordinary people.
Yeah, it seems pretty brown, pretty ordinary. Their house isn't very fancy. They don't have a lot of big, fancy paintings or big fancy couches. It's pretty simple life, pretty simple household for them. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next picture. These are, it looks like twins, Arafa and Aisha, and they're from Bububu in Zanzibar. And you can see they also have this mosquito net here. And they have a little collection of small toys on the bed here. Looks like they have some action figures, a couple of little cars, and maybe a rubber ducky over here, or a plastic bird. So what do you think about them when you look at their picture?
They have absolutely different toys, as I can see. I think maybe they differently developed. Yeah, they have cars and simple toys and everything.
Yeah, so these toys are pretty small. They're pretty simple. They don't have any big toys or any expensive toys, really. They're pretty simple.
They have toys for boys also.
Good. So these toys are way less girly. They seem way less feminine than Stella's toys in Italy. They're more generic, more general toys that maybe boys would usually play with. Yeah, good point.
It seems that they share them.
Good. I was hoping someone would say that. They share the toys. So there's 2 of them, but they seem to have the same collection of toys. So they are probably used to sharing their toys a lot. Awesome. Good. What about their surroundings? You can see the bed. You can see some fabrics behind them. There's a portrait back here and an armoire. What do you think their home is like?
Uh, is moderate. The room is moderate, not.
Perhaps it's for a girl. It's a room for a girl.
Good. Okay, so their home is it's very moderate. It's not very fancy. Again, this room maybe is a girl's room, and I also think it's very clean. It's very white. It's kept pretty clean.
Yes, very clean.
Yeah.
The strange there is a picture on the cupboard. It's very strange.
I agree. I don't know who it is in the picture. I don't know if it's someone in the family. It could be someone in the family. It could be a political leader. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, but it disturbs the style of the room.
Yes. I agree. I think it does too.
I think
Dear father,
this picture for their father, and I think this room is father's room because the bed is so large and so clean. I don't think it's their bed.
Good. Okay, so maybe it's the father's room because it's a big bed and it's clean.
Yeah,
Really good point.
It's so romantic. Yeah.
All right, good. Let's move on to the next photo. So this is Kunziyi from Chongqing in China. And so she has a lot of blocks. She has a truck here. She has some big teddy bears, a doll. Let's see, she has a stuffed turtle here. And then it looks like a lot of it's a plastic kitchen stuff. So she has plastic food, plastic utensils, plastic plates. It looks like it's made for her to play, to pretend to have a kitchen. She's got some art supplies here, some pencils, some markers. She has a puzzle, a guitar, some blocks.
Oh.
So she has a lot of toys. Okay, what do you think when you look at her?
Perhaps there is a little boy who is playing, a little girl or boy. Or
I think she's lucky to live in China because Chinese toys are cheap, not expensive because they live in the biggest industrial country all over the world. They make a lot of toys and cheap
perhaps
at the same time.
8 years old.
Yeah, good. So she has a lot of toys. Maybe it's because the price of toys is lower. Yeah, toys are cheaper. Okay. What else?
actually, she has a lot of block, which is good for development and education toys.
Good. So yeah, blocks are a very good education.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I think she loves brain teasers.
Yeah, but it seems like a lot of these toys are good for learning, right? She has this guitar with the buttons. She has another game with buttons here, and she has, a lot of stuff that's. It seems like her parents have tried to buy things that are good for her education.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
I would like to return to the first question, the first, problem. I was reflecting that when we have something dramatic, perhaps when we are in a war, we are more, we are more like to go on sharing things about ourselves. The brotherhood is more than before. And we are all brothers, like brothers. And this is also when there is a dramatical situation, like perhaps would be when a skyscraper falls down, all the people are intentional to the other person. This is dramatic because when we have a lot of object, we try to protect this object from other person. We are more interested in things that in other men. That's a fact. It's very important. So I don't. Perhaps we should be more poor. We should be more poor in order to be together. To be together. Do you agree?
It's a good question. So I see your point is that crisis or difficult circumstances bring people closer together.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so people who are living in harder circumstances might be more willing to share.
Okay. In the second picture, I remember about the problem in the US about weapons, this selling of weapons. How are things now about this selling of weapons?
Good question. I'll make a short tangent about that.
Okay.
In the U.S., as most of you probably know, it's controversial because we have different states have different laws about buying weapons or buying guns.
The majority are against or they approve the selling of weapons. The major of states.
I would say, I'm not sure, but I would say probably it's still divided. It's very divided. I would say the majority of Americans want it to be harder to buy guns, so they don't really like the sale of guns. But other Americans believe that we have a right to bear arms if we want to. So it's a controversy that's ongoing in the U.S. To me, the bigger question is teaching people to use guns responsibly if they do have them. So if people want to buy guns to go hunting, that's very different from if people want to buy guns just to have in their house or to carry around. So it's an ongoing issue. It's not resolved yet. Yeah. But it's still very divided.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, this next photo I think is very interesting. So this is, let's see, Betsaida from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And I think this is one of the most powerful photos in this collection. So she's sitting here. She has her hair done in these sort of ribbons, and she has one doll, and she has different outfits for the doll, different clothes, and then she has these on the floor. They look like barrettes. I think they're colored barrettes for her hair, and those things with little round things. I think they're hair elastics for her to put her hair, for her to do her hair, and that's all she has. She has a doll and she has things for her hair. So what do you think about this picture?
Her parents are very poor.
Yes, definitely.
Haiti is one of the poorest country in the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I think that the picture might be taken after the Haiti earthquake, because the house seems to be prefabricated. Is it correct in English? Prefabricated?
Yes, prefabricated.
And it may also not be her house, but an orphan, because I see 3 beds there.
Yeah, well, what I thought when I looked at it is maybe the whole family just sleeps in one room. So maybe her parents and she both share this room, or maybe she lives with someone who's not her parents. We don't know. But it's possible.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Yeah.
Could it be an orphanage? No.
It could be. We don't know. We don't know. But.
Could it be an orphanage?
Yeah, it's possible. It's hard to be sure. You can see on the wall someone's posted up some pictures, and that's the only real decoration.
Yeah. What we know for sure, they are very poor.
Yes. Yeah. And you can see this has no floor, it just has a tarp as the floor in this house. What about her expression? How does she look?
I don't see it clearly. So her clearly. Her.
Yeah.
I think her eyes look older than the age she has. She has not an expression, a happy expression.
I agree. I think she doesn't look sad. She doesn't look upset, but she looks mature. She looks like she's been through something. Like she looks kind of intense, I would say. And yeah, and Abdullah says she's healthy at least. She has clothes. Her clothes are clean. She's barefoot and her feet are dirty, but she looks like for now she's okay. You know, she's doing okay. And I just think this photo is really beautiful. I think it's really well done, in my opinion. I like it a lot. Okay, so we have time for maybe one more. Let's skip a few. I want to go to this one. It's another girl from Italy. Her name's Alessia. And I like this photo. I think it's unique compared to the other photos. What are her toys? What does she have?
She has a shovel.
Good. She has a shovel. She has looks like a rake maybe.
Actually, she has farm staff. Her family a farmer. So
yeah.
Good. So she has, instead of having regular toys like regular, children, she doesn't have dolls. She doesn't have anything like that. She has farming stuff, farming equipment, and she has this thing here. It's called a wheelbarrow. She has a wheelbarrow with a little scoop in it, and she's here in the barn with cows. That's where her picture was taken.
Yes.
So what do you think her daily life is like?
she always help their parent and their family in the farm, and this is the reflection of that help in her toys.
Yeah, I agree. I think it seems like she is really a part of her family's lifestyle. She's on the farm all the time, and it's a very important part of her life. Yeah. Any other thoughts about her?
She looks too young to help her parents around the farm, I guess.
I agree. She's really young. She's really a small child, and you can see. I mean, her farming stuff it's made of plastic. It's not very, it's not very big. It won't do very much. But even as a small child, she's still integrated into her family's farming lifestyle. I think it's very interesting. Good. All right. So that's all we're going to do for today. I hope that you get a chance to look at these extra pictures, at the other pictures in the collection, because
yes,
I think they're interesting.
I noticed that there is no video game like PlayStation or Xbox on this photo. Although I think 18% of children play with this game, and it's my opinion.
Good point. Yeah, good point. So all these children and pretty much all the pictures, there are not a lot of electronics, not a lot of video games. Even the richer children don't have electronics. This might be because these are very young children. They're really little. So maybe if these children were a little bit older, they would have video games. I don't know. But I agree. I thought that was interesting that there were not a lot of there were not a lot of electronics. So, okay, so take a look at the rest of these photos. I think they're really well done. And if you have questions or you want to talk more about these photos, you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is facebook.com/LibbyVerbling. You can also follow me on Verbling. I'm looking forward to a lot more great classes with you guys. I really enjoyed this class today. I think I'm very impressed with all of your ability to express yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed looking at these photos as much as I did. I thought it was really interesting. So thank you, and I hope to see you again soon. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.